Welcome. My name is Carol Luce, and I am the Executive Director of the Waterloo Youth City Council. Maybe some of you have heard about it, but today you're going to learn more about the Waterloo Youth City Council and one of their projects that they're initiating for the month of May, because May is Mental Health Month. I would like to have our two students introduce themselves. Janaya?
Hello, my name is Janaya LeBeau. I'm a senior at Waterloo East High School. I'm a part of the Waterloo Youth City Council Subcommittee of Community Involvement, where we are working to implement the mental health awareness in our community. And by ways we have done that, we have went out to the 4 different high schools, Waterloo East, West, Columbus, and Expo. In our Community Involvement Committee, we have handed out face masks to unmask mental health in our community today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah?
My name is Sarah Young. I am a junior at Waterloo West, and I am the vice chair of the PR and Marketing Committee. We mainly work on posting on social media, spreading awareness, doing press releases, and making sure that we can help stomp on the stigma of mental health.
And that's what we're here about today.
Wait, Miss Luz. We're forgetting 2 other committees.
Oh, thank you, Janaya. I appreciate that. The other 2 committees are budget, and I oversee the budget committee. And so for any student that's interested in working with figures and numbers, we put together the budget for the year. So we work on grants and donations and fundraisers. And the other committee is bylaws. Something really interesting is the Waterloo Youth City Council wrote their own bylaws and presented them just back in, I think it was October, to our Waterloo City Council members to show them what they had put together. So thank you, Janaya. You're right. We have 4 subcommittees. Now, today we're basically doing the unmasking mental health. But I think it would be beneficial if some of our viewers knew what our mission was. Sarah?
So our mission statement is to strive to explore, communicate, and provide for the needs, problems, issues, and activities affecting Waterloo's youth.
And by doing that, different committees in our board, we work together to where the Community Involvement Committee, we reached out to the schools and we handed out statistics and fact sheets. When we were handing out our face masks to unmask mental health, we were also briefing the students about mental health that affects our students in our schools. Now, by doing that, we were informed and we were brought, excuse me. Time out. Ms. Luce, your turn.
So we got some information from Black Hawk Grundy Mental Health.
Yes.
And they came to us and gave us some, I thought, alarming statistics about how mental health affects children and teens. And Sarah, would you share some of that statistics?
Of course. Did you know that 20% of youth ages 13 through 18 live with a mental health condition? Or did you know that 70% of youth in state and local juvenile justice systems have a mental health illness? And suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death in youth ages 10 through 24.
I think, one, it might be new information to a lot of people, and alarming information. So what do we want to do about youth mental health?
Well, we want to spread awareness first and foremost. We were first given opportunity to be trained in suicide awareness prevention, where the Youth City Council went over a series. We had a talk with Jeff.
His name is Ryan.
Where we had a guest speaker, Ryan, come and inform our students on mental health and how it affects our students today.
He taught us about the QPR system, which is question, prepare, and refer. So that means to talk to your friends who maybe you're a little worried about. Make sure they're okay. Check in with them. If something does seem to be wrong, talk to them about what the next steps are. Or maybe if you don't think that's the best idea, talk to a trusted adult about what the next steps are. And then talk to a trusted adult about how to help this friend or maybe family member feel a little bit better.
Yeah. And did you find it beneficial?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I found it really helpful because I learned things that I didn't know going into the suicide prevention training. It gave me a broader view, and it made me want to look at other people and view different perspectives of different people.
Mm-hmm. And the importance of youth talking to other youth. I think the two of you right here and the other youth that we have on the council can help so much in your high schools by having that training to be able to reach out to those that maybe aren't coming to school, or maybe you know that they're suffering, be it anxiety or depression.
Yes.
You guys play a big role. And so I'm honored to be able to be working with you and that you received this training. So from the training, then we all know that May is Mental Health Month. And
Yes.
so leading up to that, what did the council decide they wanted to do?
Yeah, so the Waterloo Youth City Council is working on a youth mental health collection. This is a collection of items for the Black Hawk Grundy Mental Health Center. These could be items such as medication boxes, maybe coloring books, workbooks, playing cards, anything like that.
I love to play some cards, wouldn't you?
And these are really cheap things that you could just get at Dollar Tree or Dollar General and just bring a couple in, and you can drop them off at the Waterloo Sportsplex.
And if you are not feeling generous to go get anything from Dollar General or Dollar Tree, we also have a donation box where you can make a money donation to the Cedar Valley Sportsplex. It's a gift to the Waterloo Youth City Council where we are currently implementing, I'm having a brain fart.
We're working with the Waterloo Community Foundation, who will receive the donations and then make sure that we're aware of them so that we could purchase some of the items. So let's go over just a few of them. These medication boxes, can somebody explain to me what that might be?
Yeah, of course. So these are just little boxes with maybe days of the week, maybe AM, PM, something you can find that will just help organize your medication.
Okay. I bet if you went to Walgreens or a pharmacy, you would be able to find those medication boxes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, why would that be so beneficial?
Some students may not have their medication boxes where they can take their medication on a daily basis, or where they know what medication to take at what time, or if they have afternoon medications they take rather than day medications. Those medication boxes will be very helpful for some students.
Okay, great. Journals and calendars, that was the two other items. Why would journals and calendars be so important?
Time management. A lot of students really lack knowing what to do at certain times. So having a journal to write down and staying on track of what you need to get done, it'll help you stay prepared for the future and what you have upcoming.
Absolutely. And along with that, journals can be really nice just to write down your feelings. Just kind of sometimes you just need to let it out, and journals can be really helpful for that.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Now, they mentioned adult coloring books. Can anybody explain what are adult coloring books and where could I find those?
Well, adult coloring books were put on kind of like a stress reliever. Some things like stress balls or fidget spinners like to color to relieve some stress or take away some anxiety.
Yeah, so they're just a fun way to spend your time. Take a step back, take a moment to relax. And these are things that you can just find at Dollar General or anything, just for really cheap or really inexpensive.
Awesome. And coloring pencils are best for those adult coloring books,
Yes.
correct? Yeah, and you can find those at Dollar General too. Stress balls. Janiyah, you had mentioned stress balls, dice, and playing cards.
Yes, little games, like garbage, play garbage back when we were younger or whatever. But like little things to get your mind off and spend more time and less electronics and more
Right.
hands-on.
Right, which would help with anxiety too, to help
Yes.
relieve that anxiety
Yes.
too. So all those items, if you have some and they're in good shape, you could bring them
Yes,
to
definitely.
the Waterloo Sportsplex and drop them off. If that's not convenient for you, I'm sure if you took them to one of the high schools, that might be helpful too. So just to make sure that we were able to get your items there. And again, if they did not want to purchase an item, they could make a donation, correct?
Absolutely.
And that goes to the Waterloo Community Foundation. Well, we had said that May is Mental Health Month, and not only are we working with Blackhawk Grundy Mental Health, but we are working with Unity Point Health. And in the past, they have held a breakfast to raise awareness on this issue. And they've had speakers and things like that. Well, this year it won't be in person, but you could purchase a ticket and get the link and you could watch it on
Zoom.
Right, Zoom. Who would like to, what day is that breakfast? And if they're interested in getting a ticket, who would they need to contact?
Yeah, so this breakfast is on Friday, May 14th from 7:30 to 8:30, so just an hour. The tickets are $25.
And as far as who would they need to contact, Unity Point Health, the Allen Foundation would accept any calls that they might have there. And they're located at 1825 Logan Avenue. So by going to the hospital there, they would be able to get more information or use that number to make a connection in regards of the tickets. And again, the date on that is?
That is on May 14th from 7:30 to 8:30.
Great. Anything else you'd like to add? Why is this issue so important?
Well, actually, the Waterloo Youth City Council thought about this issue altogether, and we came up that mental health in our youth today, it seems to be an issue that goes unsolved. We just recently read a book about mental health in our youth, and Ed Thomas.
That's right. Did you read the book?
Yeah, we recently have a book going around where each Youth City Council member has to read it. And it just informs us about mental health and how it goes unnoticed and unheard in our community. And if more people can be a voice in it and say something, how we can help affect those students who don't have a voice for themselves.
It's also so important to fight the stigma surrounding mental health so that people feel comfortable to speak up about their own problems. We just want to make sure that everybody feels safe and comfortable.
That's right. And so mental health affects us all.
Yes.
Not only youth, but it also affects adults. It probably has affected your families in a different way. But we should be at the point now where we could say, I need help. And where do I go for help? And how can we offer help? So this is an issue that the Waterloo Youth City Council will be addressing next year also, and wanting to let our community know where they can go for help, what to do if you know of somebody who needs some help, and how to relieve those different things such as anxiety and depression. And in particular, since the pandemic, we know that our youth have really suffered because they have not had the opportunity to do some of the normal things like being together or attending a social event or maybe even seeing grandma and grandpa. And we want to be able to let our community know that we care and that we want to take some action. So we hope that by you listening to what we share today, that you feel it in your heart, that you find the passion to want to help our community. And here's a simple way. We've got the collection going on. We challenge you If you want more information, contact the Waterloo Youth City Council. Drop off your item at the Waterloo Sportsplex. But together, we can help and we can make a difference. Thank you for listening today, and look forward to some updates on your Waterloo Youth City Council.